Whew, I really nailed that drive right down the middle. I bet that had a really high smash factor. Have you heard of smash factor? Do you know what it is? Would you know how to get the most out of your smash factor? And would you know how to control your smash factor from club to club? It's a great thing to have if you know what it is and how to control it, because it's going to give you more distance off the tee, but it's also going to, on your approach shots, enable you to probably get a lot closer to the flag for more good birdie opportunities. So we're going to talk about it. Don't go away. Hey, I'm Steve from HitItLonger.com, and on this channel we talk a lot about hitting longer and straighter. So if that's a goal of yours, then definitely consider hitting the subscribe button at the end of this video, and that way you'll get notification of all my future content. So hey, maybe you've heard of this thing called smash factor. It sounds really cool, but what is it exactly? It's actually very simple. It's a simple mathematical formula, a ratio, if you may, a ratio of ball speed divided by club head speed. So, for example, if I were to hit a shot at 100 miles per hour, the club speed, and the ball takes off at 150 miles per hour, that would give me a ratio of 150 over 100 for a smash factor of 1.50. And that's been determined to be about the maximum we can get out of a driver. And we know on the launch monitor there's a little give of maybe 1/100th plus or minus either way. So you can even once in a while see a 1.51 reading, and that may just be the tolerance of the machine making a very small error, but it appears that 1.50 is about the outer limits. But that's just on a driver, and a driver of, say, standard loft that a pro might use. But let's now take a look at a chart coming up on the screen here. This is the average smash factor from club to club for the players on the PGA Tour. And what you'll notice right away here is that while you see a driver, they're at about 1.48 or 49, but that's an average like for the whole year. So the guys on TV are hitting it really close to maximum smash factor on every drive they hit, really in the sweet spot, which is what you would need. One of the requirements for hitting maximum smash factor would be hitting the ball dead center of the club face. So when that happens, the ball is going to get the most energy transferred to it, send it down the fairway faster and farther. But you'll notice with the other clubs that we're not even close to 1.50. Instead, we're coming all the way down to more like 1.30 or even 1.20 something when we get into the wedges. So why is that exactly? Let's talk about it. So we talked about the driver being at the highest smash you can get, and it all comes down to what the spin loft is from club to club. So the more spin loft a club has, the lower its smash is going to be. And the reason is you're wasting energy to make the ball go forward, and instead you're sideswiping it downwards. So you're creating more backspin in lieu of the forward momentum on the ball. So you're going to get, as you go down your set, I've got a 5-iron here. Up on the chart I'll put up here again, that the smash factor on a 5-iron for the guys on TV is closer to 1.4 than 1.5. That would be a really solid square strike with the 5. You'd really have flushed it if you can get up in the, into the 1.40 range or higher. That would be a great strike. And then here I've got the pitching wedge, and you'll see on the chart that the pitching wedge is more like 1.27 or something like that. It's much lower because a pitching wedge has more loft or more spin loft. So you are, instead of making the ball go forward, you're making it get more backspin by sideswiping downwards with that extra loft, popping the ball in the air, and that way we get the ball stick on the green. So these, you can see the smash factor goes down here. But nevertheless, there is a good solid smash factor for each individual club. And what we like about that is, if you can control that smash factor, it means you're probably going to be really good at controlling your distance too. And if you know what your distance you're going to hit the ball at, then you're probably going to get it on the green around the flag a lot more often. But see, the irons, as they come down and smash, a lot of people aren't able to get this amount of smash because they don't have the right position of the club at the moment of the strike. So you can control the smash factor and make it optimal, not just by hitting the center of the club face, but you're also going to control it by making sure you have the right amount of forward lean as you strike the ball. So with the pitching wedge, I like to see about 4.5 to 5 inches of forward lean at the moment of the strike. That's going to give me the right amount of spin loft that a pitching wedge is supposed to have. And if I strike it right in the center, then I'm going to get a proper smash factor. Let's see if I can do it here. So just a smooth pitching wedge here. And that's a pretty good shot. Let's take a look at the numbers in the corner of the screen I've posted. You can see if you were able to make your smash factor from club to club very consistent, you'd be able to also control the distance that you're hitting it in the air, and therefore get closer to the green, closer to the flag. Now on a 5-iron has less spin loft, much less than the pitching wedge. It's still going to be leaning forward at the moment of the strike. I like, say 2 inches ahead, maybe 2.5 on a 5-iron. That gives it the right amount of loft at the moment of the strike to control the smash factor if I've hit it right in the sweet spot. A lot of golfers will lose their forward lean, have no forward lean, or even a little bit of a backwards forward lean, and that gives the club much more loft at the moment of the strike, makes the ball go up, and it really makes a smash factor that would be more like if I was hitting an 8-iron and I didn't have any forward lean on it at impact, I'd probably hit it more like the loft of a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, and I would get about the same smash that would be consistent more with a 9-iron or a pitching wedge. So smash is not just hitting it in the center, it's also has to do with how much loft. Let's look at a couple ways now that you can fully max out your smash factor. Both of these are really just for fun because they're not really secrets or anything. It's just more in the equipment that you would use. Number one, in the irons, a lot of the new irons that they've come out with in the last 5 years, the game improvement irons, like, TaylorMade has this slot at the bottom, and the other styles of clubs have caught up, the other brands of clubs have caught up. They've given the face of the club just as much trampoline effect as they've given the drivers over the, since they maximized those out about 20 years ago. And so I'm able to now, whereas before with a blade club, I used to play, I would get a really good smash factor on a 3-iron, for example, would be 1.44. Now on a 3-iron, I'm able to get a smash of a full 1.50. I've even seen some 1.51s on a 3-iron. So that 3-iron is now as hot as the driver. It still has a little bit more loft than the driver at, say, 20 degrees, 19 degrees, something like that on a 3-iron. So it's still being hit higher and therefore not as far. But it's coming off just as hot as a driver now. So now on this 5-iron, you know, I see a lot of 1.47s, even 1.48s. Even this 5-iron is almost maxed out at how hot a club face can be by the USGA legal limit. So one way you can really ramp up your smash factor is these new style of irons that just trampoline a lot more, the way they've designed them. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to be as accurate as you would have with the older models, but certainly you're going to pick up a good extra club, if not club and a half. So if you've been playing irons from, say, the 90s, 80s, 70s, you've got a really old set. Well, with the extra boost in loft on all these new irons and this new extra trampoline effect, you're going to find yourself hitting the ball 15, maybe even 20 yards farther per club. So it's a really good time to look into some new irons if you're playing something that old. Now, how would we maximize the smash factor on a driver? Well, the way you would do it is, and it's just for fun, I don't think this is realistic for you to explore, but just theoretically, the highest smash factor, since it's based mostly on spin loft, would be if I took a driver that literally had 0 degrees of loft. You know, I've heard about long drivers using as low as 2 degrees of loft in order to get their spin down. So what I would do is I'd take a 0-degree driver, and with the handle ahead, I would try to hit up. That would almost be like hitting a top spin in tennis, but if I were to do that, then I would maximize the squareness of the hit. I wouldn't be creating any backspin at all, hardly at all, and so every ounce of that energy would be pushing through the equator of the ball and sending it down the fairway rather than wasting it on friction and spin. So that's, you can see though that the advantage now of hitting up on your drives, as you hit up on your drives a lot, 5, 6, 7 degrees, you no longer need as much spin loft on your driver. You know, a really good smash factor on a driver that's 12 degrees, let's say, is probably 1.47 maybe. And so when you go from 1.47 and you can go upwards 5 or 6 degrees and therefore drop down into a 9 or a 10 degree driver, well, you're going to get less backspin, more energy down the fairway, more of a square hit with a higher smash factor. That means you're going to get more ball speed for the club head speed you're currently swinging at, and more ball speed is going to be more distance. That's why I'm always advocating that we hit up on the ball. So I hope this explained exactly what the smash factor is, how to get more of it, why we need to control it from club to club. If you got some value out of the video, please don't hesitate, hit the subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment down below. Did you have any misunderstandings about smash factor? You have any questions about smash factor? I'm Steve, I'm at Golf Development Complex in Moore Park, California. If I don't see you in the next video, I hope I see you longer and straighter down the fairway.